It used to be that there was a recipe for success that people thought would get them to success. So, you know, you got the job, you got the house, you got the family, you got those things, and as you got those things, supposedly it was going to turn into happiness. Now later we found out that that didn't necessarily equate to happiness, but it was what people counted on. So our definition of success is rapidly changing. What I notice is that definition of success is a very linear definition of success. It's actually kind of male-defined. It's a straight path. It's a single point. So it's about, you know, achieving those things that I said before, a diploma, the great job, the relationship, the family, the house, whatever it is that's on your bucket list. But what we find is they don't create a feeling of lasting fulfillment. Being productivity-centric or being focused on getting the next thing can be a completely unquenchable quest. It engenders a kind of voice sometimes, an internal voice, see if you relate to this, that's sort of a taskmaster, like, you know, get it done now, get it, you gotta get the next one. As soon as you get that one, the next one comes up. So it's a bar that continually moves out of reach. And it's sort of a cruel voice. It can be, if you're just possessed in terms of this voice and you're thinking about what to get next. So, and also, we're very focused on A's. So by A's, I mean accomplishment. Not that that's bad, but we're very focused on accolades, applause, appreciation, approval, those things that other people give us. And it's a very externally referenced way of living. It's also very mind-driven. It's coming from what we think we should do or what we think we should have. It's a very linear path. Research shows that the more choices we have, the less happy we are. And the more we get what we think will fulfill us, the less it fulfills us. So that's a complete, you know, conundrum. George Saunders, in his Syracuse University commencement address, which if you ever get a chance to Google it, is pretty great. He said this one thing that I think really relates to what we're talking about here. He said, accomplishment is unreliable. Succeeding, whatever that might mean to you, is hard, and the need to do so constantly renews itself. Success is like a mountain that keeps growing ahead of you as you hike it, and there's a very real danger that succeeding will take up your whole life while the big questions go untended. So being success-driven it's not that success is bad. Obviously, we all love to have success, but our success definition has changed. And I love what Arianna Huffington has been talking a lot about lately. She said, money and power are two legs of a very unbalanced stool. What we need is a third metric. One of the things I've noticed very commonly in over 2 decades that I've been coaching women is that when we reach a certain point in our lives, we realize that a certain motivation that got us to where we are kind of runs out. And that motivation is the motivation driven by proving that we're enough. Proving that we can do it, that we can play with the big boys, just proving to ourselves or proving to someone else. There comes a time where that kind of runs out. And when we hit that point, it can feel like all of a sudden the things that used to excite you about your job or what you did, they don't excite you anymore. And so we start to think there's something wrong with us because it doesn't excite us. We feel a little lost, like who are we? And so that is, if you hang with it, it's actually a good sign, because that's a sign of what can be called divine discontent. It's telling you, it's like a red flag telling you that it's time to change. There's something more that you want. There's something more true that you want to live. There's something more authentic that you are meant to do. But a lot of times we try to deny it, and we just try to stay with whatever it is that's giving us all the approval and the accolades, and we stay with it because we're getting such rewards for it, but our spirit starts to sort of drain away. So that's only if you're connected to approval and acquisitions and things, the A's.